everyone. Welcome to another edition of LPTV Disney Morning Show. My name is Doobie Mosley. I am the co-founder of Laughing Place. To my right is Kyle Burbank, the managing editor of Laughing Place. How you doing this morning, Kyle?
I'm okay, but now we have a new tip off for when people tune in and they see that countdown instead. They're gonna know something's up.
Exactly. Yes, it is the quiet close, as some shows used to do. Anyway, yeah. So we're going to start the show with some bad news, some sad news, I should say, and we'll talk about the unfortunate death of Dancing with the Stars host judge Len Goodman for a little bit. And then we'll transition to our normal show as we do here. But yeah, Kyle, you wanna take this?
Sure, yeah, we learned this morning that Len Goodman, who was a judge up until he announced at the end of last season that that was going to be his last season. Um, it's like probably know a little bit more why now. Um, but he did this show and the one that and Dancing with the Stars was either based off of or the BBC. Was it called something about ballroom?
Strictly Come Dancing.
Strictly Come Dancing, yes. And yeah, he was the key judge. So like, when they had eliminations, he got to be the tiebreaker vote because he was just that awesome. And yeah, big news. I mean, he did all 31 seasons of Dancing with the Stars and made the jump to Disney Plus. You have the Iger tweet when you have the
Yeah,
boss chiming in.
he was 78 years old. He died on Saturday with his family, and yeah, Bob Iger, Disney CEO, said, let's see here, I share this time instead, said, "Rest in peace, Len Goodman, a special soul and a true gentleman." One of the other hosts on the show, Brusso Tonioli, you all know him if you've seen Dancing with the Stars. "Heartbroken, my dear friend and partner for 19 years, the one and only ballroom legend, Len Goodman, passed away. I will treasure the memories of our adventures on Strictly Come Dancing and Dancing with the Stars. There will never be anyone like you. You will always be my perfect 10," with this really cool picture. And the official tweet, I'm sorry, the tweet from the official Dancing with the Stars account: "Len Goodman will always be an icon in the world of ballroom dance, and we were lucky to have him as part of our Dancing with the Stars family for 31 seasons. As Kyle said, he was warm and caring and always delivered genuine guidance. We are devastated by the news of his passing, and our hearts are with his family during this very difficult time." So apparently, according to his manager, he passed away of bone cancer, and as Kyle mentioned, he did retire from the show, so he wasn't going to be coming back this season. 78 years old. He passed away on Saturday night with his wife, Sue Barrett, and his son, James, from a previous relationship by his bedside. A beloved husband, father, and grandfather who will be missed by all those who knew him. So, Len Goodman, who I watched Dancing with the Stars, not a lot, but certainly enough to know him
Disney night.
very well. Disney, I watched, there are a couple of seasons where I watched it all the way through. You get hooked. You get hooked. And he is definitely a presence. I know nothing about dance, and it's very obvious watching the show that he does. And
Yeah, he had the reputation for being like the tough judge, but it was never like a Simon Cowell type persona. He was still very like, even when he was delivering criticism, he was, just very like level about it. And
right, yeah,
seemed like a good
exactly. He
guy.
he was not a Simon Cowell type, but he was also not a just handing out tins left and right and making people happy type. So yeah, a couple people in the chat. Was it ever announced he had cancer? I was shocked. I didn't even know he was ill. As far as I know, it was not announced. This was kind of a shock to the public that this happened this morning, and we did not know this is probably why he retired. So, Len Goodman passed away at the age of 78, Dancing with the Stars judge. And with that, as we
You
used
need a
to say back in
transitional
the day,
screen. You need a whoop 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 screen.
we do. Gideon, if you're watching, can create a whoop 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 screen because we are whoop 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 whoop. Here, this one works.
And now, joining the show is someone very special. We have a mutual friend in Wally. He's the Doobster's favorite person on Earth, and he's a tub time extraordinaire. You know him, you may or may not love him. Here he is, Mr. Morgan himself. Drumroll, technically Tony.
So we don't have Tony, but we are using that as a transition to the stupid part of our show. So, Kyle, how you doing? How was your weekend?
It was good, relaxing.
Was it?
Um, yeah, for the most part. I went to class with the Rigby. She did great.
We own the intro. We can play it whenever we want, Tony. So you went to class with Rigby? What did you learn, or what did Rigby learn?
Oh, she just practices. She practices being around other dogs, and we works on her heel and her sits and downs and all sorts of things. And yeah, she did very well.
Really? Is she improving?
Yeah, she has improved a lot.
Oh, cool. That's cute. I remember classes. We had classes in our home though, so she didn't get to learn. Happy did not get to learn about being around other dogs, but
Oh yeah, so she had 5 home classes to get her started with the basics, and then she's had 6 months of group classes just for.
couldn't they? Do they get a degree at the end of this, like
I
a
hope so.
commencement
No,
ceremony?
I don't think so. But no, it was also a
Some,
beautiful day for. We do the classes in the park normally, sometimes at Bass Pro Shop if it's cold, but no, it was a beautiful day, so we had fun out there.
I love that Bass Pro Shop. All right, let's start this show as we transition to talking about Disney, with the most important part of Disney. So, Kyle, we've been mired in the 98s. Where are we this morning?
I'm gonna say we are. I'm not gonna learn my lesson. I'm gonna say we're up.
We are still mired in the 98s, Kyle. Come on,
Okay.
learn your
I
lesson.
thought maybe because because the layoffs have started, thought the stock might go up. Because that's how.
Yeah, yeah, we're not gonna. I mean, we may cover the layoffs later in the week as some of the names come out, but we do know that layoffs are continuing this week. So stay tuned here and everywhere to see what changes are coming to the company. Often layoffs result in some reorganizations as well. So it's going to be a tumultuous week at the Walt Disney Company. All right, is Ethan ready?
Ethan's here and ready.
Hello. Hello and happy Monday, everyone. Not to spoil what the boys are surely going to be talking about, but I'm a bit nervous after seeing what happened to a different robot over the weekend. In fact, I'm a bit fired up about it. Oh, oops, poor choice of words. Too soon. Oh well, let's bear down and get to the weather. Disneyland will be a Southern California cliché today, meaning it will be sunny and 72 degrees. Does life get better? I submit that it cannot. Walt Disney World is also playing into stereotypes today, reaching a high of 81 with thunderstorms expected to begin around 3 p.m. depending on where you stand. However, unlike those regular pop-up showers, these will likely hang around for a bit longer, tapering off in the evening. Meanwhile, Castaway Cay will also see a high in the low 80s today, but the private island will stay nice and dry. Disneyland Paris is currently bracing for some possible showers as they close out their evening, so be sure to buy an umbrella if you're still in the park. Tomorrow, Tokyo will see mostly cloudy to full-on cloudy skies and top out at 64 degrees with winds making it feel a touch cooler. Shanghai will also be fairly cool with a high of 64 and mostly overcast skies tomorrow. Lastly, Hong Kong will see a few showers in the early morning but will likely be dry after lunch, leading to a high of 75 that will actually feel closer to 80 thanks to that punch of humidity. And that's all for the weather today. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a fat dog day.
Have a fat dog day?
Yeah.
What the heck does that mean?
That's a if Mac is watching, he'll be the only one who gets that joke.
Goodness, Kyle. Ethan, we're not that hip. All right. So the top story, obviously, is the Fantasmic Dragon being on fire in the middle of Disneyland while the park is open. Oh my goodness. But I'm not sure how we cover this story in terms of tone, because half the internet is like, this is such a sad, tragic day. And half the internet is laughing at the dragon barbecue that occurred in the middle of Disneyland. So I'm gonna take the cue of our chat and let that direct me. I hope my son's dragon doesn't learn any lessons from the Disneyland dragon. Ethan has the type of topical sass that I love. Ethan's a little fired up today. And then show some compassion for your fellow robots, Ethan. I'm wondering if Nikki B might be a little bit on the other side.
Well, Doobie, no one was hurt, so it's okay.
I feel like that is the key. That is the key. So anyway, if for some reason you have been under a rock for the past 2 days, let us show you what happened at Disneyland on Saturday night during the 10:30
Most videos you had to
performance
put
of
on
Fantasmic.
mute because people had reactions.
This should be new. This is the dragon. Mickey's coming out to slay him. Are you hearing?
Yeah.
Sorry. Mickey's coming out to slay him, and Mickey went a little overboard in his slaying and caught the dragon on fire. And since it was during a performance of Fantasmic, there are approximately 17 million videos of the dragon on fire.
But not one from Mike Celestino, who had to go see his stupid indie movie instead.
Mike could have been there. Luke thinks it's hilarious. Wow. So that is one video.
Well, I think it's funny that we get to resurrect the Murphy name after like 14 years.
So was Murphy the? I know the name Murphy for the dragon as in anything that can go wrong. Was that the name just for the new dragon, or was that the
It
original
was because of
dragon
the new
too?
dragon. So they had Summer Night Tastic in 2009, and a big every promotional thing had this dragon on the image. But then in previews or something, or even before the show opened, reportedly its neck snapped and broke. So they for most of these Summer Night Tastic, I think actually the entire technical run of Summer Night Tastic, which included the new magical show and stuff, there was not a dragon. They just did this thing where they had Maleficent on a big stick. She would just stay up there for an extended period of time. And then
So,
finally, after like in September or something, Murphy, as he came to be known, even though it's a girl, finally debuted. And I was there for the debut, the
how
official
are you?
debut of Murphy. Yes.
Seeing this video, just letting it run while we're having this conversation, kind of really hits home what happened here. I mean, this is just going on and on and on, and the crowd's there. You know, what can you can't obviously they did evacuate, but you can't just instantly evacuate. And not knowing, I mean, to me there's a little bit of a sense of terror. I realize there's a river between you and it, but this is a large fire. Do you think you'd be just a little bit scared with this thing going on?
Probably. And I also, another theme that kind of emerged is the videos from people that weren't trying to capture it, but were like on Splash Mountain and coming down and seeing the fire, or
Yeah,
being at Club 33 and looking at the window.
yeah, I agree. I mean, in hindsight, no one's hurt. Fire's out. Not that big a deal, other than the damage to the dragon and Fantasmic. But at the time, I think it was a little scarier than than some people want to give it credit for. This is what the aftermath of the dragon that someone got a picture of that night from a really good angle. This is not pretty. Yeah, Rebecca, I'm surprised there isn't either a fire suppression or it didn't function. Yeah, we don't. So we don't know at all the details of what happened, and even once it caught on fire, is there something that should have happened to make it go out earlier or something? Just the fact that this fire could burn so big so long does seem a little unexpected. But again, no one got hurt. They know who's around at that point, and who knows what stuff is there to keep the fire from spreading because it did not spread. So Disney put out a statement that I will read. It says, during the final showing of Fantasmic at Disneyland Park on Saturday evening, the dragon prop caught fire. Anaheim Fire and Rescue quickly responded and the fire was extinguished. All cast members were safely evacuated from Tom Sawyer Island. Due to smoke and wind, attractions near the island were safely evacuated of any guests, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation at this time. We are temporarily suspending fire effects similar to those used at Disneyland Parks Fantasmic at select shows and entertainment experiences globally out of an abundance of caution following the Fantasmic prop fire at Disneyland Park. The continued safety of our cast and guests is of the utmost importance. Wow, I
So
haven't
for
seen
Walt
those,
Disney
Tony.
World, that means that the Maleficent dragon that also has a history of catching fire is
Right.
apparently not breathing fire right now.
But Fantasmic at Hollywood Studios apparently uses a different system, and it is still
Right. So yeah,
catching
this is the
fire.
Festival of Fantasy Dragon that
Right,
I'm
the
speaking of.
Magic Kingdom Parade. And here's some video from the next morning, which this surprised me. I'm really surprised that they didn't get some huge tarps up overnight so this kind of work would take place off stage. But nope, the next morning they are doing some work, and of course the internet is there to film it and stream it for the world. And thank you, internet. Thank you very much for letting me know that. Sorry, I don't know why it's not playing audio for me. So thank you, Rebecca, for letting me know. All right. Any more? I don't know. Any thoughts? We don't know when Fantasmic is going to return. We don't know when it does. What will be there? Do they? Is it
Maleficent on
like?
a stick.
Is it maybe it's like Contact? You know, they built a second one in secret, and they just have to bring it out and use it. I doubt it. So Tony said, I don't care what Tony says. I mean, I do care what Tony says, but I'm not sure I can test. Okay, if you're in the chat, you can read what Tony said. I remember the coffee creamer thing. That's how Disneyland's Fantasmic used to be. It's basically coffee creamer. So I cannot remember the last time I posted a news story at Laughing Place. I post articles a bit, but I was the only. So this was what about 11 o'clock when I heard about this. I had literally closed my laptop, was going to the bathroom to go to bed, and then I heard about this, saw this, and looked at their schedule and saw no one was working. Thought about ignoring it, and then realized that I really need to do something. And so, yay for me for posting my first news article in many years. I think it had 3 sentences and about 4 tweets embedded, and then I went to bed and watched the page views skyrocket.
It's like, yeah, I think the last time something like that happened was when Johnny Depp was in Pirates. About the same thing, like 3 sentences and some tweets. Like, why do we do things? Why do we work hard when we could just not?
I mean, to be fair, I looked around. There was no other information. The only thing I found was KBC saying there were no injuries. That was important. So I
That is
did report
important.
that.
I'm glad
I
you
did
included
report
that.
that. That's all we had. Rebecca, with a little bit of additional info. According to our friend Doug, they were not permitting guests on the top deck of the Mark Twain to peer over the tarps that were being installed in that video you shared from Five Fires. So, yeah, which I'm to be expected, but I'm still surprised that it didn't happen even sooner. And I just wonder about the like. Do you think this is something where Ken Potrock gets the call? The Dragon caught fire. We need you to wake up and get over here. Is this a 3 a.m. incident for the president of Disneyland, do you think?
Maybe not get down here, but so you're aware, so you don't wake up in the morning and see it all over the OC register. Yeah, that's probably more like I would think so. Like just from my limited experience in the business world, where something happens at the theater and I call my GM to be like, just so you know, I'm handling it. But this happened.
But you should know. Let's say
Although my
that.
GM would also know, like she said, "Oh, I knew something was bad because you called me instead of texting me." Instant giveaway.
Head giveaway. And because this happened at Disneyland during a show that a million people are taping anyway, and everyone's got their phone, this just blew up the internet at 11 p.m. on. Because if it was the
Not for
10:30
me. I was
Fantasmic,
I was nice and in bed,
if
probably
this were,
falling asleep to Frasier reruns.
yeah, I was so hoping one of you guys was there. I did not want to have to handle this. I'm like,
I
I'm
know
gonna
those
screw
three
it up.
sentences, and
I, but it's not the work. It's the fear of screwing up. I don't do this anymore, and I'm afraid I'm gonna do something wrong. I'm gonna spell something wrong. I'm gonna even worse put something in there that really shouldn't be in there, or for some reason this is not a story you want to cover. So I'm just fear of screwing up for a website I founded. I should not have such fears, frankly, but I do. All right, let's move on to Animal Kingdom, which turned 25 on Saturday. What a big deal that was, Kyle.
yeah, it can rent a car. So congratulations to Dak.
So they had an opening ceremony, special. First of all, this is the 25th anniversary. This is a big one. The fives are all big, but this one is extra big. 25, silver
Silver.
anniversary. So they had a pretty big opening ceremony. You can find a video of that on our YouTube if you want to. I'll even give you a link for it to save you some time. But a pretty long opening ceremony. Sorry about that. Featuring the Disney World ambassadors and some of the performers from around Animal Kingdom. And okay, okay. Thanks, Tony. Sorry. And so you can find this article on Laughing Place with a bunch of pictures and the complete video. What is her name at Animal Kingdom? Divine. Divine came out. Are you a big fan of Divine, Kyle, or does she scare you?
She doesn't scare me. I know people who are afraid of things on stilts. I don't know if I've ever seen her in person. Don't care either way.
Kevin was there, Doug. Lots of fun characters, lots of fun event. Jeremiah was there to capture it all. They also had a special 25th anniversary guide map, which was kind of fun to make the effort to create one of those, which you're not seeing yet, but now you are. Sorry about that. And you can, again, all of this is on our site if you want to take a look. And they actually they honored some of the cast members who were there who opened Animal Kingdom. It was 25 years ago, but there are people still there who opened it. And they gave them special commemorative name badges, which was, I thought, pretty cool. You can kind of see them there. I thought that was a pretty cool gesture to honor those people who've been there for the whole 25 years. Gio says, almost seemed like a bigger deal than the 50th. I think you're overreacting. And then the best part is they actually opened a new attraction, Kyle.
Did they?
I mean, it depends how you define attraction, but yeah,
Yeah,
you can now.
way
uh,
overdue.
you can now go meet Moana at the Discovery Island, what's called the what used to be the riverboat landing for the Discovery Island riverboats. They've had character greetings there for a long time, and now they have Moana. So if you want your chance to meet Moana, go out to Animal Kingdom, the newest attraction at Walt Disney World. As I am deeming it an attraction.
Yeah.
Kyle, give me one incredible memory of Animal Kingdom from the past 25 years.
Um, we all got to go see elephants together.
That is a good memory. I was there
I'm actually
too.
not a big fan of. I've only been to Animal Kingdom a handful of times, um, but the first time I ever went, I was very excited. But unfortunately, probably due to Florida heat and humidity, I ended up getting a sinus infection. So I associate that was when I started to feel crappy. Was when I went to Animal Kingdom. So now I associate that with feeling sick, and yes. Yes. I wake up the next morning. I'm on Benji's couch and he's like, "Oh, you want me to drop you off at the parks?" I'm like, "I'm sick."
That's the wonderful Animal Kingdom memory I was looking forward to. Thanks.
Yeah.
I have a lot of great memories. So I'm going to go with one from the opening of Finding Nemo the musical. I saw it with Benji. I'm sure Rebecca was there, but what I remember seeing it with Benji because we thought this was going to be just a terrible show, and we went in there ready to just laugh our heads off at Finding Nemo the musical. And at some point early on, where we're watching this, we went from laughing at it to realizing this is really, really, really good, and it just totally changed in our mind. And I can just remember that transformation, and that was a lot of fun. And that is a great show that I've seen tons of times since.
I actually don't care too much for that show, but that's okay.
Yeah, you're wrong.
I also just remembered something that once I get going with this, you're going to mock me mercilessly. But I just remembered I technically met my wife at Animal Kingdom.
From the Mike Celestino School of Romance.
Well, no, because I was with my friend Aaron, and he's like, "Oh, my friends Rebecca and Ruben are here. They're coming off of Dinosaur, so let's go meet them at the exit." So yeah, that was like before, like about a year before we started dating. It was more like the next time I went back that we like really hit it off, but technically before that we met.
I just want to replay this moment. Give me one of your great memories from Animal Kingdom. Oh, there was the time I got sick. Oh, wait. I also met my wife there.
Technically, yes.
Gio, one of my fun memories is seeing the man with the ear, Joe Rohde, while on the Conservation Express. I've seen Rohde there for events, but I've never seen him there just like, hanging out at his park that I can recall.
Becca is telling me that I actually have a picture. Oh yeah, it's in the crate behind.
My wife is so mean. She's actually saying, "Did you all just hear from Doobie?" Okay, wait, we gotta show that.
This isn't like when we met. This is when we got before we left Florida. We took a picture where we met. So yeah.
Yeah, so you actually really did meet there. You have a picture of meeting there, but not one of your better memories. Can't believe Rebecca. You know what I was saying. Did you all hear from Doobie? Nemo debut. I saw it with Benji. I am sure Rebecca was there. I told you why. It was the story. Okay, happy birthday, Animal Kingdom. May you have 25 more. Remember, it is not to zoo, even though it is a member of the American Zoological Association. We have our first look at the next Disney nature film coming out, simply called Tiger.
Yeah, it's like an iOS or Mac OS update from like 20 years ago at this point.
Or half of a Duran Duran song. So the first look simply consists of a couple of pictures, and they're there. Is it even a couple?
Yeah. And this is consistent with the way they used to do it. I think we all expected Disney Nature was just going to go away, but I guess not. Still rolling in.
Yeah, or at least, oh dang, Rebecca just called me out on a pretty good Animal Kingdom memory I didn't come up with. Almost the same as your meeting Becca. I'll get back to that. Or at least get some Nat Geo branding, but no, it's still just Disney Nature. So this image is cool. Tiger in a tree. Can you imagine just walking and looking up and seeing that? That might give you a heart attack.
Yeah.
And I love the first comment here. I'm sure this will be good, but you might want to put more creative effort into your titles. I don't mind. I don't mind the simple tiger. Uh,
Can I share
Rebecca
some
says,
inside baseball after that?
yeah, go for it.
Oh, I meant after your thing.
Okay, Rebecca said her favorite memory is visiting the Lingam Stones at Yak and Yeti. Then, after years of unsuccessful pregnancies, we finally got pregnant. That actually is the best memory when we talked to Steve Schuschler, interviewed him about Yak and Yeti. And then we told him we were having trouble getting pregnant. He showed us the stones. They're for fertility. We got pregnant. So, if not for Animal Kingdom, we would not have Gideon.
Fair enough. I'm keeping an eye on our Slack to make sure we have up to date on all our stories. And I see Jeremiah put in TBA update. I'm like, is this update supposed like to be announced? But no, Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Some abbreviations are not okay. Including Monsters Inc. Last Floor. All right, next up, a lot of Guardians of the
Or aliens
Galaxy.
swirling saucers.
Just like, how far down this road should we be going? Probably no further. This far and no further. Oh, check out this breaking news. Getting back to Fantasmic for just a moment. I like that this picture shows it this way. It's not exactly proof since it spends most of the parade this way, but we will take their word for it that the fire effect has been turned off on Maleficent Dragon in Festival of Fantasy. And here you can see it not spewing fire. Guardians of the Galaxy 5 opens Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Volume 3, opens on May 5th. And social media reaction has been allowed to come out. And to say it's positive would be an understatement. Let me read you some of the
Well, it's
reactions.
from people in Europe, though, right?
Do you not trust the taste of people in
No,
Europe?
I do. I don't know what I'm even trying to say.
Emotional and epic, the action, the soundtrack, the comedy, the tear-jerking moments, they've hit it out of the park with this beautiful end to James Gunn trilogy. It also solidified Rocket Raccoon as one of the best characters in the MCU. That's from Tyrell Charles. Emil Franke, right, that is Europe. After seeing it twice, I can safely say it completes the perfect MCU trilogy. It's heartbreaking and hilarious, and I've loved this team from the very first Ugashaka, a blast for 10 years. This movie is my heart is full, I hate that expression, and broken at the same time. It was a lot to process, a very complex story, but it left me feeling awesome, says Lily LaFormi. And one that really I thought was interesting, where is it? The Adam review said, Bradley Cooper will become the first voice actor in history to be nominated for the Best Actor of the Academy Awards. Stunning, beautiful work. Too early to say he'll win, but he's a lock for Oscar 24 nominees. This is what movies are made for. Can you imagine a voice actor, strictly voice actor, being nominated for an Academy Award?
I can't, but I would love to see it. I think that sounds very cool.
I think it's overdue.
Do you think it's weird? It is weird. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it's weird that James Gunn, like obviously he did this first, but to see him promoting a Marvel Studios film while also being the head of DC's film division, strange.
Got to do his job.
I know.
And yes, it's weird.
It's not like it was a secret, but it's funny.
And Tony makes a good point that I would expect from Tony, because I mean, the voice actor is extremely important, but it's not the extent of the character. So if he were to win, to get a nomination, how do you account for the animation team that's creating the visuals for the character?
And Sean Gunn, or whoever stands in for him this time. In the past, Sean Gunn has been the on-set Rocket, but Kraglund's got a bigger role since then. So Mac and I were speculating perhaps they had somebody else do that this time.
Tony says the voice is maybe 25% of the performance
Technically.
there. Keeping in mind that Tony Betty is an animator.
Now, just a minute.
I don't want to discount the role of the animators in creating the character, but 25%, Tony, you might be. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I'm going to get back to Gio's comment because I definitely want to mention that. But also on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, the cast went to Paris, Avengers Campus, right, Kyle?
They did, and I wanted to be there. We were not selected, unfortunately, or fortunately, because I enjoy being home sometimes. But they were at Disneyland Paris, Avengers Campus, and there was all sorts of invited guests, including like Inside Ears members and cast members and all sorts of cool things. And then as part of this, as we'll get to, they also did a special Guardians of the Galaxy drone show just to make Doobie jealous. And of course, just like all the other drone shows we've seen from Disneyland Paris so far, it looked amazing.
There you go. Oh, that's their vehicle.
That's the, yeah. And there's
That's
a
a cassette
mixtape.
tape. Gideon, if you're watching, that's a cassette tape. Oh man, why don't we have drones, Kyle?
I don't, FAA.
Why don't we have drones? This is so amazing.
FAA and lawyers.
Tony is still stuck on this. Listen to a movie. See if you get emotionally invested just by the audio. Can you watch A Quiet Place with gestures and visual? Okay, A Quiet Place might be it.
So then, can you not listen to like a radio drama or a podcast that has acting? And do you just, I don't get anything from this?
Yeah, it's a 50-50, Kyle. It's equally as important. 25%. I'm not saying it's not important. I'm saying you're poo-pooing it. You're seagulling the voice actor a little too much. That's all I'm saying. All right. So Geo with the very clever comment: the dragon could always take a break in the waters of France at Epcot if he needs a break from Festival of Fantasy. I did not have this on the show for today. I probably should have. There was a picture that went very wide on social media the other day of, let me see if I can find it. Feel free to talk while I type, Kyle.
No. Well, because he started setting up the story, and I'm like, does he want me to set up the story or just talk about something else? But yeah,
why don't you set up this? You can set up the story.
In the Epcot fountain, I guess they were there for the cheerleading thing. But then people were like wanting them to be disqualified. I'm like, that seems like a bit much. This has nothing to do with the actual competition.
So they were disqualified. So these were parents.
Were they actually, or did you see that? Like, what's your source on that?
I mean, my source was a news story, not a Disney news story, but a mainstream news story, which doesn't make it any more accurate. But that was my source for that.
Okay, I've only seen one source, and I wasn't.
Okay, well, I'm not going to stick to my source for that at all, since I can't cite it right now. But the bottom line is, these guests, I'm not going to show it. Just search on Twitter for Epcot guests in fountain, and you will find it. There were parents of some people at a cheerleading competition who decided not to dip their feet in a fountain at Epcot, but to lay in a fountain at Epcot with their drinks, of course. It's just,
maybe that's the thing that they do in Canada. The team was Canadian.
They were Canadian. It's not a thing you do at Disney.
At the Calgary Stampede.
And it just, I mean, I don't know their status as far as drinking. I know they had drinks. They appeared to have drinks in their hand, but I don't know if they're drinking. But it's just, it's an epitomal picture to me of Epcot, the way Epcot, in my opinion, just gets a little bit out of control during the festivals. And they cater to it. And I'm not going to go off on that rant. And Alex wrote the best article ever ranting on what has become of Epcot and the adult festival mentality. But I don't like it. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All right. We are still
Tony's arguing that because animation with mute characters exists, that completely wins the argument. No, Tony.
Luke, there would be nothing to animate without the voice performance. That's right.
No, that's what set Tony off on naming characters that don't talk in animated features. There's also, mute characters in live action films. It's just a choice. It's a different style of thing. But for Rocket Raccoon in this performance, he does talk. So
I am going to rebut Tony with one of the greatest characters. I would say if you made a list of the top 50 characters of all time, this might be on it. Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey, who has no visual, right? Purely a voice. So I think that solidifies that the voice is more important than the visual. So let's go with 75% voice, 25% visual. Yeah, I do too, Gio. If that is a true story, if they were just not only disqualified, but there was a story saying they were just being picked on online, and the internet's just a terrible place. Let's face it. Internet is bad. Stay off of it. Let's move on to our next story, which is not a good story for fans of National Treasure: Edge of History, Kyle.
Yeah, I am sad to say that this has been canceled after one season. I I don't think I actually watched the show from the beginning, but I watched like the second half and enjoyed it. Like it's a little silly because like in a 90-minute format where you only have a few puzzles and twists and stuff like that. I think that worked better than trying to extend that to an entire season where every week they're like, oh, of course, this means it. It was just a little stretched, but still thought it was good. And yeah, as a couple of the articles pointed out, they kind of not teased that Nick Cage would be in a second season, but left the door open to that possibility. So that would have been kind of cool. I don't know if it would have actually happened, or maybe that will be, it'll tie the eventual movie, like maybe a National Treasure 3 to the series. But overall, yeah, I thought it was enjoyable, and I will miss it. And again, for the singles and doubles.
So yeah, here's a list of shows, as we put it, non-Marvel, non-Star Wars shows that have been canceled by Disney Plus. Big Shot, Mighty Duck Game Changers, Mysterious Benedict's Society, Diary of a Future President, Turner and Hooch. Has there been any word from the director that it's not actually canceled this time, or is it?
No. I mean, I will say that whoever that was did have kind of a point. Like, yeah, you have to release doesn't mean it, but it's still canceled. Then the next season would be like a resurrection of the thing. I don't know. I think it's semantics at that point.
All right. Hal's light fades in and out while talking, and Hal was not nominated for an Oscar. Okay, it's still a great performance. Pedro is essentially a voice actor this last season of The Mandalorian. Oh, Gio points out the Muppet Alien show hasn't come back either.
Earth to Ned is what that's called.
And is Pedro still in the costume? Only sometimes, which is a weird thing. He is the star of The Mandalorian, and he's just a voice. Why would he ever be in the costume? I don't know. Why bother?
I caught up. I watched the finale
of Mando.
I was worried about spoilers. Turns out there was nothing to spoil.
Well, you just spoiled for me because I haven't seen the finale yet.
Well, there's nothing to spoil, so don't worry.
But that in and of itself is a spoiler. I know. I don't even know where I left off. I was not able to follow this season. I can't watch shows like this by myself. I need help. And we've been out of town so much, I haven't been able to get help.
6th grades can't keep up with Disney Plus programming.
I can't. Wow, that really makes it hit home, Kyle. Thanks a lot.
I mean, I'd understand if you somehow skip Boba Fett. You're like, wait, how did Grogu get back?
Okay. Here is the best news we've ever had here on the LPTV Disney Morning Show. You're welcome. Where We Belong, Welcome Home, the Disney Vacation Club song.
I forgot how bad this song was until I listened to it again.
It's so funny. I listened to it again too, and I forgot how good it is. So,
everybody's welcome home to your home away from home. Wow,
the lyrics aren't profound. By the way, we're missing a parenthesis here.
My entire argument was that the lyrics weren't great. Like the music, it's like a paint by numbers. Like it. Did I tell you my theory of what this song actually reminds me of?
Inside your heart.
Can you hear it?
It's pulling you close to where the future starts.
Now that it's on the music service, we'll get copyright for that. So it's worth it.
The magic that's in your eyes. Traditions we build for life. Year after year, the memories fill the sky. Everybody, welcome home to your home away from home, where magic never ends, with family and friends, making memories so strong. We believe in somewhere new, a place where all your dreams come true. Together we can grow. Let the whole world know where we are is right where we belong. Unforgettable days and nights.
I was only going to play a little bit, but I'm enjoying it too much, so shh.
Describe Disney vacation. cancellation will make you feel alive. Everybody, welcome home to your home away from home, where magic never ends, with family and friends, making memories so strong. We believe in somewhere new, a place where all your dreams come true. Together we can grow, let the whole world know where we are is right, right where we belong. The laughter's timeless, imagination, it has no age. Disney memories begin today. Everybody, welcome home to your home away from home, where magic never ends, with family and friends, making memories so strong. We believe in somewhere new, a place where all your dreams come true. Together we can grow, let the whole world know where we are is right, right where we belong, right where we belong, right where we belong. Where we are is right, right where we belong.
Worst part's coming up.
Best part.
Vacation Club, it's right where we belong. Disney Vacation Club, it's right where we belong. Disney Vacation Club, it's right where we belong.
But the outro is what sold me on the fact that this is essentially just a praise song.
Right where
It
we
is.
belong.
The Church of Disney.
I honestly don't understand why that song is so hated. I love it. I'm not playing a character here. I love that song. And I can't understand the hatred for that song.
If you put better lyrics to it, it'd be serviceable. Like, it's got an emotional, like the chords, the music theory behind it is sound. It's just that the
Okay.
lyrics are so like
I don't pay
bad.
attention to lyrics, so maybe that's
Disney
the deal.
Vacation will make you feel alive.
Okay, so you agree.
It's a
putting the lyrics
timeshare.
aside. Putting the lyrics aside, it's a good song. You agree?
I've said that. I've got on
Okay.
record saying like I could see it being a good emotionally tinged pop song, but it's just the fact that they're singing about a timeshare.
Okay.
It's
So-
not good.
We are on the same page. It is a great song. I don't hear the lyrics and you hate the lyrics, so it works. Although it's even the lyrics are kind of touching, bringing back vacation memories and family and all that. That does nothing for you. You're heartless.
I like that, but then you're home away from home, right where we belong. Like, doesn't make any sense.
All right. Well, anyway, you guys, you're welcome. Disney has put that on streaming services. You can now get that on your Napster, your what else? YouTube Music, your Spotify. Listen to it whenever you want to. Thank you, Disney.
It's funny. I was like, "Oh, Doobie was so excited," and I remember that you use YouTube for your streaming service anyway, so it's
Yeah.
kind of a lateral move.
Yeah, it's always been on mine because pretty much any YouTube video you can stream the audio for on YouTube Music. I'm just going to check real quick this video, some of the comments to see if you guys are right or if people think. Yeah, people love this song. This song is magical. I'm so proud to be a Disney kid forever. That was so magical. Very well done, DVC. Great song. Absolutely amazing. I'm crying at the chorus. I love this song. These are my people. You guys are not my people. These commenters are my people. Okay. We're going to move on to something which we haven't done in a while. And thank you to a Kyle Burbank for submitting this one.
Yeah, Ethan commenting on the Disney Vacation Club.
Okay. That
Great
was funny.
song.
You're not a Iris Bottom.
Have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
It's just a dream away.
What do you think of the new icebox invention?
We just love that icebox. It holds 50 pounds of ice.
And milk sure doesn't sour as quick as it used to.
Now that's what I call progress.
It sure is.
That's really, 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 really funny. The Carousel of Progress walk arounds from Throwback Night. Definitely knew their part. That was awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot to go look to see if the credentials had the other date.
Find that out. AI responses. Ethan needs to weigh in. Jim Smith, is that his name? Who I don't even know. Who is Jim Smith, Kyle?
He is a contributor of ours who reached out to us. I believe he actually listened to me on Disney Coast to Coast with Jeff DePauli. And yeah, he pitches us articles and he's like, how about Disney trees? And at first I was like, wait a minute. And then I was like, wait a minute. So I let him do it.
T-shirt. First I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, there's more than you think. And actually, I was like, Earth Day's coming up. Why not? Go for it.
Good Earth Day articles. So
yeah, he does some good roundups like this, top Disney trees. He also does our Disney Legend Spotlight, which he also recently did one of those for Sterling Holloway. That's his name, right?
Mm-hmm. So I'm curious in the chat, if you think top Disney trees, anything pops in your head as I scroll through the ones he came up with. First from the theme parks, of course, the tree of, we'll go in his order. Swiss Family Robinson, good choice. Obviously, the petrified tree. I'm not sure what I thought of this one. That's clever. The Liberty Tree over at Magic Kingdom. Patrick Begorda's tree. This is an excellent choice. I love this. The Little Man at Disneyland. And of course, the Tree of Life in the theme parks. And then he gets into the movies. The Hangman's Tree from Peter Pan, which I know is one of Kyle's favorites because he loves Peter Pan more than anyone should. Winnie the Pooh house, another one I wouldn't necessarily have thought of. Mama Odie's house. The Ewok Village. Kyle, definitely on your list.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I want to stay in this tree house.
It's terrifying. And they have fire. All this like thatch stuff and then fire also. This is just asking for trouble. And then he gets to the trees that are not simply that are alive. Grandmother Willow from Pocahontas, really good one. Flowers and Trees, and Groot, which is definitely number one. So I really like that article. I want to spotlight a little bit. You can go check it out. I'm going to put a link in our chat. Tony Betty with a good point, really good one actually. No Dominguez tree, the tree that was left from Ron Dominguez, who used to live on where Disneyland now sits. I
didn't think about that one, but I did think about the Halloween tree, the Ray Bradbury knot.
Nikki B also thought of the Dominguez tree. Which the Halloween tree from what?
It's like a nod to the Ray Bradbury that's in, I think it's in Frontierland.
Oh, I'm not even aware of that one. I feel dumb. Again, thanks for making me feel dumb twice today, Kyle.
No problem.
Yeah, let's see if we can make it 3. Here, my turn to make you feel dumb. All right, this day in Disney history, the quiz portion of our show where I give Kyle some hints and see if he can guess of what day, what thing I'm thinking of from this day in Disney history. Not what thing, what item, what event from this day in Disney history. There we go. On this day in 1973, happy 50th birthday to this person, one of the co-creators of Lost, also Tomorrowland, now works on a very strange show that Rebecca started watching. I think it's called Mrs. Davis. Happy birthday to...
Is that... Wait, he was in Tomorrow?
He wasn't in Tomorrowland. He was one of the co-creators of Tomorrowland.
Co-creators of it. Okay, so is it Lindelof?
It is Damon Lindelof. Happy birthday, Damon Lindelof. There he is, sitting down.
My head is Carlton Cuse. I don't know why. That's the first one every time.
Carlton is standing in this picture. Damon is sitting. They are the creators, the team behind Lost, which is the greatest television show in the history of television shows. So, love you, Damon. Happy 50th birthday. Welcome to the 50 Club. It only goes downhill from here. All right. On this day in 1989, this is a TV show that debuted.
Cop Rock.
some of the people that were on the show weren't on there in 1989, but they did come later. Some of those names include Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Ryan Gosling, Kerry
This is
Russell,
the MMC New Mickey Mouse Club.
MMC, all new Mickey Mouse Club on this stage in 1989. Happy anniversary. Not sure I've ever even seen this.
I'm
like
sure
the
I
70s.
have, but I don't know more at the part where they're just like in the circles and saying their names. I watched this. I have very few memories of it.
And one more for you. This is the one I'm going to stump you on. You're going to feel dumb on this one.
Okay, ready to feel down.
Happy birthday, 1994. So what is this? 94, 04,
Less than
14.
20.
Turning 29 years old.
Oh wow, yeah.
Singer, actor for Disney, Teen Beach Movie, Liv and Maddie, Teen Beach Movie 2. That's all you're getting.
I don't know Teen Beach Movie people.
Here, let me see what else it's a him.
Okay.
See what
I
else
know
he's
Milo
known for.
Manheim, and he's not in Teen Beach Movie as far as I know. I'm trying to think of other era. Yeah, I don't know.
He played in Hamilton. He didn't open Hamilton, but he was in Hamilton. He played the John Lawrence / Philip Hamilton role in Hamilton on Broadway.
Oh, is this the kid who also played Elvis?
I don't know.
No.
That I can't answer. All right, his name is Jordan Fisher.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know he was in Teen Beach Movie or Liv and Maddie.
There he is with the cap on.
Could have
hat
just
on.
said, does everything Disney in the past 10 years. Maybe I would have gotten it.
He is currently that guy in Disney.
So he's buying us all churros?
I get it. I get that. It took me a while, but I get that. Okay. Let's check the Twitter real quick, Kyle.
Let me check the Twitter real quick. Yeah, it's a bad day to be a news anchor. I can share that.
I have seen a couple of those going down today. I'm anxious to do some reading as soon as we're done here and find out what's going on there. Oh, yes, he was. He was not only in it, he was in it enough to get a spot on the poster. So, yeah.
That's Mirror vs. Tigger. Just for fun, I want to show you this image because I don't understand anything that's happening.
Oh, Alex had a fun thread. All right, let's get this on here. Alex is at Cinemacon right now.
Formerly known
And
as
he-
Show West.
Oh, really? I know Show West. I did not know that. So he says this is an event for the theaters, right?
Yes, this is for exhibitors specifically, but obviously media can go to it, and all of the studios and stuff show exhibitors what they got on their slates and why they should be excited about product coming to their theaters.
And as Alex said, copy link. There we go. As Alex said, checked in for CinemaCon, where lobby displays for upcoming films are available for theater owners to see in person. Here are some cool ones we saw, starting with The Little Mermaid. And so when you go see The Little Mermaid in theaters, pretty cool. Looks like you can go back there and get your picture taken with Ariel. Coming up on May 26th, not that far away. This is a
You know what
thread.
this is called?
What is it? See, Kyle used to work in the theater business. What is this called, Kyle?
That's a standee.
I knew that. I thought you were going to say something more
Nope.
technical than that.
Okay, well, a poster, we call them posters, but they're actually called one sheets.
I knew about one sheet because when you get them on our media sites, they always call them one sheets. So that's why I learned that. So this is the Little Mermaid standee. This is a thread he promises to do, but this was just the first post. So more are coming. So I invite you to follow this thread on Twitter. See what fun ones he come up with. He finds.
You can't just go around throwing in the thread emoji and then not have a follow-up.
I know. You're right. Sorry.
It will take 2 minutes. Okay. Oh, he added another one. Breaking
Did he?
news.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay. So
Why don't
I
you
see
pull
it
that
here.
up while I...
If you're gonna use a thread emoji, you better have a thread. All right, this is from Elemental, coming June 16th, and some of the standees, as the text column.
It's we in the biz. I like this one a lot. It actually in the photo looks like actual like figures instead of just being cardboard.
Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. All right, we need more. Whoa, there's more. Oh no, there's not. That's a difference. Oh wait, there is. There is more. Wrong thread. Wrong
Oh, no.
thread. This is what I didn't want to show. Those were the Epcot in the fountain people we talked about earlier. All right, here we go. This is for Guardians of the Galaxy. Boom. Coming
So
May
it looks like a
6th,
poster, but bigger.
but it's a standee. And again, you can go stand in there, right? You can get your picture with the Guardians.
So sometimes they would send this to us in just a big box, and we'd have our staff members put it together when it was slow. And other times they actually send someone with the standee, and it's their job to build it off your payroll. You don't pay them; the studio pays them. So it depends on how complicated it is. This one looks pretty simple. This looks like one where I'd probably have my staff members put it together. Whereas something like the Elemental that's got the individual blocks and stuff would probably be one where they'd outsource that.
Wow, I have never ever thought about the logistics of getting a standee together. I just figured it came in a really large box and you just carried it over just like
And then imagine the fun of having to tear this down and fit it into your your either recycling or your trash compactor.
surely you just give it away to someone. I mean, who would?
Some people
So
want
many.
them. Sometimes we would allow the staff to have them. I don't know what. I never took home a standee. I do have. I should send you a photo. My favorite memory is actually we had the Expendables one, and then someone took off all the individual guys and put them in the.
Wait, Kyle, I need to stop you. I need to stop. You can finish that story later. Can you play the video?
Yeah.
We've got more. In addition to the Guardian standee, there are smaller individual character posters for the large cinemas.
Oh my gosh. Now this is definitely one that it's just a little easel on the back. I could totally build this in 3 seconds.
These are frightening, actually. Oh my goodness, these are terrifying.
But anyway, imagine opening the door to a trash closet and just seeing all of the Expendables like filling out the room, pointing at you.
But yeah, I'm with Gio. Sometimes they actually ended up in your car. Were there any rules against keeping these? Like, could you give them away? Could you sell them? Could you do whatever you want with them?
Probably selling them gray area, but it's funny because we'd always have customers ask for posters, and our line was, "Oh, we can't give them away; they're property of the studio," which is technically true. But we would throw away so many posters all the time. We actually, for one of the, we did like a gala every year. There'd be like a holiday party, and it'd be for the senior and general managers, corporate, and then people hitting milestones like 5-10 years. And we did a short film contest one time, and we did a parody of like The Office, like that sort of style, but about the movie theater. And the best shot was going from the phone. Oh, I'm sorry, man, we're not allowed to give out posters. They're property of the studios. And then you see a entire trash can filled with posters, and then they chuck it into the compactor, and it bounces off the back wall and falls in. It was perfect. No notes.
Oh, Rebecca got a Three Musketeers poster. We actually didn't we somehow get a Stitch poster too? I seem to remember that, or maybe it was a. Oh, Kyle.
Yeah.
We've got two more Guardians posters. We've got Kraglin, who you may recognize him from Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls, yeah.
Gilmore Girls. What was his name?
Gilmore.
No, I do not believe his name was Gilmore.
Becca, what was Sean Gunn's name in Gilmore Girls?
He made a movie.
What? Bert?
No, it was not Bert.
Kirk.
What was it?
Kurt. Kirk. Yes.
And he made a movie. That's right. There you go. Nikki B says Kirk, and Kirk made a movie. Anyway, he's in Guardians 3, and Cosmo is as well. So these are the latest, the very, very latest standees and posters from Cinemacon. We are hoping we can maybe get even more before we're done with today's show, because this is the breaking news we're here for this morning. Yes. Rebecca also knows he was Kirk, and Nikki B knows a film by
All right, I'm
Kirk.
listening through in the next room with the door closed. I'm trying.
But you should have known. You've seen Gilmore Girls.
I have not.
You've not.
I
I've watched
should.
it.
I know. I would love it based on. Becca's telling me Kirk Gleason. She's being more specific. I thought he wanted me to hit the breaking news thing again. What was I talking about? Yeah, I've never seen Gilmore Girls. I know I would like it because I've heard that the dialogue is really snappy and quick and funny, and that sounds up my alley.
Kyle, we've got another.
Okay. You know what would make this
Very
easier?
latest.
We should have hotkeys.
Oh my goodness! Don't get me started. Theater Camp coming July 14th from Searchlight Pictures, which is a division of Disney.
Seems like a ripoff of another Searchlight movie. It might not be Searchlight, but a movie called Camp that came out like 20 years ago.
And according to Alex, we haven't seen this poster anywhere else before, so we are breaking the news for the Theater Camp poster right here.
On a poster, that's just 3 stills attached in a bookmark format.
Don't seagull the poster, Kyle.
I'm seagull on the poster. It's not even a poster. It's not the correct dimensions. It's not 27 by 40.
Ooh, Kyle. So Gilmore Girls, I've seen it all the way through because my wife has seen it all the way through 312 times, and finally the last time I watched it with her. How many times has your wife seen it all the way through?
Once or twice, probably.
That's it?
Well, not all the way through because I don't think she saw like the later season that many times, or like I guess it's like 4.
The Netflix revival doesn't count.
Okay.
You can poo-poo that, but the actual series. Okay, I don't. I'm so hoping we get another one. He teased us with the thread symbol, and then he delivered. Kyle, how awesome is that?
I'm glad he had to make good on that very quickly, and he did.
He did. Okay, let's see.
We just have to go all the way from Vegas to the sky and then down here and to Missouri and to California, respectively. So, lots of.
When you put it like that, isn't technology amazing?
It is. Other than that, while you're on Thread Watch, I'm going to go and see.
I do want to tell you all that we are returning. We're returning Parks Talk today at 4 p.m. So if you've missed that, we'll be back.
I haven't fully vetted this yet, but
Whoa.
Let me take a look. Make sure this is all okay.
Okay, you vet that.
Okay, it looks good. I don't see any words that we're not allowed to share, but I'm enjoying this. Hulu is sharing memes of a popular television program that I enjoyed. Oh, do we have breaking news, do we?
We do. Here we go. While not 3D, this giant Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny display makes a statement. There you go.
Which has more wrinkles, Harrison Ford's face or that standee?
That was so uncalled for, Kyle. The man is like 92 and still playing Indiana Jones. That's impressive.
Yeah.
There's nothing but respect for that. Have you all noticed that my husband has obsessive trait? What are you referring to, Rebecca? I do not know what you're referring to, and I'm a little bit insulted, perhaps. This is an SNL sketch with all the breaking news. We're trying. You guys are
mean. You want to
mean.
share the thing?
All right. You've got 2 things in there. Which one should I share first?
Go with the Hulu one. Okay. So you're a fan of Abbott Elementary, correct?
I am a fan of Abbott Elementary. Just caught up this week.
I enjoyed this little meme series that Hulu just tweeted between. That's the wrong tweet. There we go. Opening the window when the AC is on. Our dad.
Changing the TV source to HDMI 2. Our mom. Showing proof that we're the favorite. Our siblings. Up spilling the family tea now that they're old enough. Our youngest cousin. If you're not watching Abbott Elementary, what you doing with your life?
This last episode was on location in Philadelphia at the Franklin Institute, not promoting Disney 100.
Which was so strange. They were at the Franklin Institute.
Yeah, they filmed it at the end of January.
Okay. Wasn't there like a coming soon sign they could have shown or something?
Yeah.
Kyle, guess what?
I'm going to guess that we have.
Not Disney,
Oh,
but Barbie. How cool is this one?
of course. I'm surprised he's not in the box.
He
The
will
last
be.
time I was in Vegas with, it might not have been the last time. One of the times I was in Vegas with Alex, we went to the Barbie museum that they had, the display that they had there at the Crystal Shops near Aria. Fun.
So this, if you can't tell, you can actually step in here and you can become a doll, get
Like the
your
Buzz
picture taken,
Lightyear ones they used to have at DCA.
which you now have in your home.
No.
All right, Doobie putting on the DV song. Everyone else, I don't know why it's pick on Doobie Day. I don't know why it's pick on Doobie Day. Kyle had another story we should put in here.
Oh, this is, I just wanted to laugh at how goofy Goofy looks. Or it's not Goofy. Is it Goofy? I forgot already.
Tigger.
Tigger. Look how goofy Tigger looks. What is happening here? Does anyone play this game? Does Rebecca play this one?
I don't think Rebecca plays this one.
Okay.
No, I'm sure Chris Rex does. But
He's the
not
new
watching.
Melee Guardian. I guess that means something to someone. All I know is that he has a lantern on his head.
Yeah, which does not seem like the safest thing in the world. Wow, I did not know you did impressions. We need to add a new segment to the show.
Wonderful thing about Tigger is that Tigger's a wonderful thing.
10 o'clock happened. Did anything drop at 10?
I did not see anything on the tweets. Let me check the what's this? Saturday series. No. Let me check. See if any other newscasters were let go. Don't see anything.
Wouldn't it be funny if we saw our name on that list?
Doobie did such a terrible job on a 3-paragraph or 3-sentence article that he's been terminated by his own website. No, I don't see anything of note.
Geo has not been back to the Mirrorverse in months, so apparently has not captured his fancy the way some other things have. Okay, folks, what a fun day. Whoa.
Oh, hold on.
Indeed. Let me vet this one real quick.
Is
Wait,
this
it's
one
on our
actually
Twitter.
Disney?
It's on our Twitter, so it's fine. It is the Ninja Turtles once had a show and meet and greet at Hollywood Studios, so it's Disney. They've taken over the lobby fountain at Caesar's Palace to promote their new movie coming August 4th.
Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
I have zero affinity for Ninja Turtles, know nothing about them, have never seen a show or an episode or movie or anything. How about that? The only one, no, wait, there's Michelangelo.
Michelangelo, yes.
Is there Donatelli?
Donatello, yeah.
Oh, look at
I
me.
guess Donatelli would be the plural.
That is definitely the only two I know.
Raphael, which is my favorite.
Which is in the tweet. I should have gotten
and
that one.
Leonardo. You know, like
Okay.
Da Vinci. You sense a theme? Michelangelo, Leonardo.
They're all singers, right?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
that's why
theme.
there's Frank and Sammy and Dean.
How come you
My favorite
how come you-
digital is Dean.
How come you said Doobie first, Gio? How come you didn't say Kyle first? All right, guys. I'm hoping for some more breaking news, but in the meantime, I'm going to wrap this up. Today at 4 p.m. Pacific time, we have the triumphant return of Disney Parks Talk. I wonder if there's anything in the world of Disney theme parks we can talk about today. I wonder. So that'll be fun. We'll obviously have the very latest on what happened at Fantasmic, the future. If anything gets announced today, you'll find out this afternoon. We'll be talking about Animal Kingdom's 25th anniversary. We'll be happy to say hello to Michael Celestino for his first time since coming back from London, and Jeremiah Good for his first time since coming back from Paris and Germany. So it's going to be an international edition, but mostly Europe and America of Disney Parks Talk today.
You don't want to get Tetsuya on?
That would be fun. If he was at Tokyo's 40th, maybe so. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. to talk more Disney morning show stuff. Hopefully, pure frivolity, no somberness whatsoever. Thanks, Kyle.
Yep, thank you. Oh, darn. I saw something come in, but it wasn't from us.
It wasn't that.
I was just waiting to cut you off. It was going to be fantastic.
I feel like we should come back on anytime.
Yeah. That's how dedicated we are to our
We're
jobs.
live again.
Oh,
We're live again.
I didn't even look to see if it was actually a Cinemacon, but it is.
It is? It hasn't shown up for me yet.
Oh, wow. I'm glad I...
Oh, there. Wait a minute.
Oh, this is the
there it is.
conclusion. We made it to the conclusion, did we?
Okay, cool. Oh, I'm glad it worked out that way. We conclude our breaking news segment with a look at the poster for
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. Reminder that you can enjoy Coca-Cola beverages at any movie theater. They are an event sponsor and have placed this fun Star Wars themed ad around the convention. May the pop be with you.
Pops have something like Force, and you're in Vegas. I'm pretty sure it's soda out there. You know what? Whatever.
Yeah, I don't. You are soda, right? You're not a pop guy. You're a soda guy.
Becca is a pop girl because she's from the Midwest. I am a soda boy.
Does she really say pop?
She's adjusted to me,
Okay,
but
'cause that's
she
something-
would say pop in her natural habitat.
That is so weird. Pop. Yeah, Kyle's Midwestern. Alex is Midwestern, so I guess that's the pop.
I
thing.
do
not.
appreciate that, you have the Funko Pops, and so I feel like the reason that they have the Funko soda line is because they're playing off of that idea that
Clever. I never thought of that. That's really clever. Thanks for joining us today, guys. It's been a fun one.
Yeah. Bye.